Hello, hello. Welcome back, my most ethical light and love crew. Thanks for showing up. Angels of light and love, I welcome you in to direct and to protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, my work, and that of our children's. Oh, also to protect my case and trial, representation of myself and the kids. It's coming up. So, there have been a lot of runarounds, but you know, there's blessings in disguise, just kind of like hiding around the corner, waiting for me to be like, you know, pop up in Discovery. So some of that is just seeing how agile you are, how to develop one's skill set, because I just reviewed another video to release again, to transition over to YouTube, and I realized that my agility is being put to the test for a very good cause, in order to like, the transmutation is wonderful within its development, but where I'm headed, where I'm being like hauled into my destiny, what I'm called to do, what I'm motioned to do, is something far more how do I say it? Like, you have to rise to the occasion of greatness. And so what the divine is calling me to do is like not complain within its curriculum. So the agility tests are not meant to, they warrant no judgment, okay? So this has been designated to me, and I'm just going through it. Now, this is not to say that mistakes will not be made, but they're also saying, when you look at the bigger picture, there are never any mistakes. When you apply yourself, it's just, there are always going to be exams of learning from where you're at in life, in the scheme, you know. And so just to look at it that way, just constant improvement. Some people don't, you know, see it certain ways, as like, you know, some people have control issues, and so you can definitely tell that based on how they discern how do I say it? How they criticize your developments, okay? That's the best way to put it, okay? As far as I can see, angels, you know, you can always, like, interrupt and, you know, intervene, let's say that, not interrupt. And I put this as a cover card, like, mind your own castle, Tina. I love it. Because it was one of the cards that I forgot to put in, but it, like, the angels just wanted it to be kind of left out as a reminder when I'm doing divination, especially when in transit, in travels, within journey, especially with the exposure that is going to be given, granted, that, you know, mind your own showboat, whatever. So I'm going to do just like a quick, no more than 30-minute reading, and get like what energies are around me, Spirit. Like what I just kind of feel like I should ask that as a precursor. What energies are around me that I should be aware of? Or, you know, you can reaffirm, like, what energies are around me at this time, okay? It's the Mentor in reverse. It was on the doing side. So, while there are underground teachers, there's also ones that surface that are not savory. They bend the truth to their fullest capacity. Yeah, these are takers. You see the cup, you know, it's like they're only like receiving. Yeah, they take data and they dement it. That's what it is. Okay. So, anything else? Anyone else? Is there any other energies that you want me to be aware of? I noticed since I released this stood up. Oh, the ring. Okay. That's cool. It stood up. It stayed there. Like it was kind of like trapped. Like it wouldn't roll out. But, bring it upright. I forget what I was going to say. Angels of light and love you, you know. Remind me if I need to divulge. Oh, I noticed, thank you. I noticed that, there was kind of like a dry spell, since I released the last couple of videos. I guess people really didn't like the fact that I had to be more, discerning of like who makes the cut, who doesn't, as far as who I can let in. So naturally people are not going to be interested if they're not qualified, if they don't meet the qualifiers to getting in. Like what's in it for me is has been a constant guiding light for them, and it's like that's not spirituality. You know what I mean? Like that's not, how do I say it? Going in with that attitude is you're already like cut out, you know? And so Spirit is just reminding me to keep commitment regardless of how many head counts I have, because this is just like a tester unit, you know, like a field test. There's only like a certain sector that is going to be exposed to my stuff, and or that it looks like on the surface level anyway. So before full credibility is given or granted, we got to see like what the behaviors are like. And also in turn how I still stand. Like, am I still committed to this? Am I still standing strong? You know, I'm standing between an open box and my water bottle and like whatever I'm sitting on. So, you know, are you going to lay it to rest? Are you going to like stay seated, or are you going to like replenish yourself? Like, what is it? And it stayed standing. Like, it just stood there, you know, up against like this little like grave box thing, basically, like this little casket, just like veering over. No, I don't want to do that. Still stood into it. It could have veered over into it, but it was very interesting. It was just like parked right there. So, yeah, and there's still stuff in motion. So what do you want me to see right now, Spirit? Okay, now that you've answered that, what do you want me to see right now? What do you want me to focus on? And then I'll move into the tarot of Spirit, tarot of the Spirit. Okay. What do you want me to see right now? What do you want me to focus on? Okay. The aminal and the animal in reverse. And then, is it the riddle? Accentuated? So, there's a, okay, so there's this, big old riddle this like big old puzzle that Spirit wants me to, figure out. Okay. And while I'm doing that, the haters and all like the BS energy are going to be caught and consumed in their own like little tracks of lies and, you know, whatever. They're going to be, preoccupied. But the animal in reverse, what they're telling me is that, not to use, what is it? There's something more developed that I need to use within this discernment. It's not just like the primal, like, how do I say it? Are you saying instincts? Not instincts, but intuition. There's something more elevated that I need to like look at. So, it's something like my understanding has become more evolved. So put it into applications. Okay, I can see that. Okay. So that would be 19, which is the sun card as well. I don't know. They told me to get this. Thanatos, the prayer. Okay, right there. And then what fell onto lap is the mother. This was at the bottom of the deck before. Okay, this is accentuated. So this is ace. And that's a magician. The mother also implies not just the empress, but also the best mother of queens, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So having that accentuated, especially with that massive pentacle right there indicated. I have to read Thanatos first. It's one of the initiate cards too. LXX. III. Okay. Death. Oh my goodness. Fan-freaking-tastic. It is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation, but the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the end of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our hearts, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld and will return to the land of the living eventually, with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. That's pretty crazy. Grieving, mourning, bearing witness to all that is. And that's really, what's looking at that. So again, this is a rebirthing. In fact, the video that I'm working on, I think it's labeled as the 25th of June. There were, and those leading up to it, in close proximity were oh my gosh, it was Rebirth of Slick. That was on my channeled playlist. I don't even think I've put it forth because I realized, I got breakfast to do. There's other things that need to be done. And so caught in the middle of it, it's just like, you got to get moving. You got to get things going. So this is just like to clear up my mind, get refocused with the power of intention and knowing what I have to address. Okay. And so it's ending like major cycles. And like I was looking up like the detail like on spousal support and all of that, and it's like it's crazy insane what great lengths someone who is significantly more have significant funds would go like completely opposite. Just like they're looking to break anything. They're looking to like demolish anything that they can possibly, like, even if we were married for 4 years, even if we were married for 1 year, it would be the same fight. Like the mentality of someone who is like stuck in their own vices, who chooses to be stuck in their own vices, depicts that kind of mentality too. Like those dependencies are just that ongoing cycle, like chosen dementia of like that pattern of like loss and like, it's old news. So I'm done with that. And because the bottom of the deck made itself appear on the upper part, it's like, this is my nest egg. Whatever I'm investing in every single day to get out of that funk, like, because the only way to get through this like conceptual forest, through the thick of it, is just really going through the thick of it. Unless you're like, someone drops in with their helicopter or whatever to come and like save you, the SOS call. But when it comes down to it, like I have to just keep going. I have to keep going. And once it's done, it's done. And I have nothing to complain about, knowing that I made every step that I could possibly take out of it. And I motioned myself out of there. It's a jungle, you know? So, don't let life catch you tripping or slipping, you know, the mirror in reverse. So, I'm no longer taking the projections onto myself, okay? Yeah, that's what it's saying. I intend to see things for how they are, not like what they're projecting onto me, you know? What's behind that? The fault line. It's inverted. So this is a rebirthing, you know, like a cracking of shells. Okay, so I'm going to put that back in there. The shaman in reverse. Okay, so it's kind of like the mentor, but it's also a healer, but it's in reverse. So there's these agents of change that remind you of what you're not and reminding you by default who you are. Okay, at first, you know, like seeing that for what it is like, wow, okay, well, I'm not that. I don't want to be that. So therefore, like, I'm becoming more rooted in myself. So, okay. The king. It's good to be the king. Accentuated or like upright, whatever. It was midway. It's good to be the king. It's like high five. Here's the pentacle. You seal the deal, Tina. This is 12. This is looking at things objectively in hangman state. It's, yeah, just still being out in the open. Like, we don't need to be a part of every grouping. We have our own resonance. We have our own kingdom. We can play things up. We can pay it forward. It's, what is this? The womb. It's inverted for me. Yeah, so again, there's something rebirthing here. Oh, it's like, do you see this? Like, the pearl comes from here. It becomes golden in the king's hand, like the Midas touch, but it rolls forward, like, you know, kind of playing with that notion. And then it gets dropped into this other nest egg here that's more centralized, but it's inverted. So, like, dude, whatever is growing within me is becoming like a delicacy, you know, like a sea urchin kind of thing right there. Yeah. It's not just a rarity, it's a delicacy. That's what they're saying. Okay, top of the deck, thank you, is the shadow inverted. Okay, so we talked about where my team and I want to go with my talents, and it's exploring the shadows. So, it's like the Venn diagram, but like diamond. I'm hearing diamond in the back. It was part of my channel playlist, but I didn't see where that was applied. But I guess they wanted me to reaffirm that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So opening up the deck to the Judge inverted. So it's right now it's about vetting oneself, not pointing at anybody else, and just going with that, because the better I am, like, looking at myself, at being truthful and honest with how I'm doing, it's like I don't have to rely on anybody else to tell me, like, you're doing a great job. Because, like, doing that, like, I could be holding my breath. I could have been dead, like, years ago. Looking at that, like, just waiting for some kind of accolades, like as a normal person, you know, and when you go above and beyond, it's like those accolades decrease, like, far, like, significantly. They tend to, at least in this world, as it currently stands. But, like, I know my worth is so much more than that. So whether people like me or not, you know, when you're around the right people, when they have no issue with you giving accolades to yourself, like with you being like your own like good faith fan, you know. And so, you know, it's part of the work that I do. And when I give myself accolades, I'm giving my team accolades. Like, I know I'm not doing it alone. My teams. So what do you want to say about that, Spirit? The eternal child in reverse. Okay. So, is that one that's grown up? I mean, 4 would be emperor status, right? So, what's behind that? Or what's before that? The 1. Accentuated. Yeah, so, it's the maturation of your inner child, okay? It's grown up, okay? And you're exhibiting self as one of the chosen, one of the ones that have answered the call. So don't stress any further. Like, you can end that sentence, that statement, with a period, and it's official. It's filed with the spiritual courts, and it's all freaking good. Don't worry about it. Like, to continually stress over something is showing that there's even an inkling of control issue from within. So if you don't want to see that on the outskirts, if you don't want to have the law of attraction like chase you down and maul you, then let it go. It's good. What you did was all in good faith, and like, even though like I could, how do I say it? No, I spent like many hours, like 20 hours and then some. Like, there's on the paperwork, and it still felt like not enough. Like, how do I do this? But like, I have to remember, it's enough. Like, I pulled the cards and it checked, and they said, no, you got to be express gratitude for what you've contributed, because it's way less of a headache than what your ex-lawyer presented to you. Like, you basically did the work for them, and they just drafted it. Or no, you got it together. They like put a bell on it and submitted it. Like, that's it. Like, you. Yeah. So you don't need to have to babysit someone who's going to like nickel and dime and cheat you, you know? So that issue's over with. Like, you moved out of the way, and they're receiving their karma, and it's continuous until they like submit. So the sustainer in reverse, yeah, it's done with. You can wash your hands with that one. Okay, we have about 10 minutes left. So we're going to go ahead and pull a few cards from the Tarot of the Spirit. Okay. Do you care to elaborate on anything, Spirit, with regards to what we've discussed? They told me to turn it upside down. Anything you would like to convey? Okay. 3 of Swords in reverse, recognition, and 5 of Cups in reverse, spilling. So we're done crying over spilt milk. We're done with that. We can acknowledge it, recognition, but there's no heartache involved in this now. So what's beneath my heel that fell on the floor? Power. 4 of Earth in reverse. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm gonna be hands off on this. I'm not gonna micromanage this, you know. As long as I see this coming into fruition, that's all good. This is in the books. So, it's the bottom. 9 of Cups. Like, so what makes you happy? Like, we're taking that into account, Tina. Okay? Ace of Waters. Open channel, for sure. So, things are I'm being like, there's an eclipse over my shine right now. And it's just like being in the dressing room, you know, before, like, you're called on set. 10 of Swords. The Way of the Cross. Okay. So, I think partially it's to shield me from, like, all of this craziness. Elements that want to shoot me down. Like people who want to take target practice on me, like bullseye. Like, we know who you are now. We know where you're at. And it's like, do you think you really hold that much power? Like, I work with the divine fools. So, the sun in reverse. Yeah, this is definitely being, my shine is being eclipsed for matters of safety. So I've got to thank my team who is helping support that right now. The moon in reverse. Yeah, talking about intentions. So the divine is taking like secret receipts as far as like, you know, like that person that does like the telephonographer or something, stenographer at the court, you know, just like jotting down everything in shorthand. But like to have the sun and the moon in reverse, they're taking down the intentions of like the honor system. That's what they're doing. Okay. Ace of Wands in reverse. So, we can retire. We don't have to retire a wand, but we can put our wand away, like just, safely, like just within reach. Put it in your pocket. You know, Tina. That's what they're saying. The force is within you, basically. It's not. You remember Spaceballs where they had that ring? It's like the Schwartz is with you. So it's like the power of the Schwartz, and so the guy. He's like, that's supposed to be depicting Han Solo or something. He's like, I don't know if I have it. With like, is it Hans? I don't remember, but it was the person depicting him. I think so. Anyway, the Yoda personality was saying, no, the Schwartz is within you. You don't need the ring. Spoiler alert. But yeah, that's what they're saying. So like. Yeah, you can put it away. It's within you. It's like the avatar that comes forth. So 2 of Cups in reverse, Brother of Water, so that's Knight of Cups, and then the Hierophant in reverse. So this is matters of dissolution. This could be love life or business. But this is a creative resolve in it, you know. You can't let people like rain on your parade or dim your shine. That's what it's saying, because the Knight of Cups is in the middle. You still offer like love into this world, not like just on a page learner level. No, it's action oriented. You're doing whatever it is that you're doing out of love, and because of the disharmony shown, and because you know that love like lies beneath the surface. There's something. There's like when you see shit on top of stuff, okay, around you, you realize, there's a balancing out. There's a balancing act happening right now. Beneath the surface, things are about to things are brewing. Things are about to like sprout into growth. You know, there's disharmony. That's why there's shit on top. Okay, it's not the disharmony is just the shit. It's because it's laid forth to balance out like the pH levels and whatever nutrients need to happen in order to nourish like the seeds like that lay beneath. So you're still like looking at things cosmically, and that to be so freehand and freeform in mounting the situation. This is so loving. This is ancient knowledge applied within like how do I say it? It's not sans hardship. Is being able to take your power back by rising to the occasion with just your best self. That's it. Okay? You know that there's a greater purpose to things, and when you do that, it's an automatic like surrender, appreciation, and just like you're taking hold of the reins, and it's good. It's done. It's almost as good as done. You know, just consider it done. You know, and there's like the divine shines well upon you when you carry on like that. You know, can't let anything get you down. You know. Four of Swords. Mastery. Frickin', yeah. And recuperation. This is revitalization. The need for that. Applications of it. And this is like your break period. Like by law. When you like clock in and clock out. Either way, it's applied. It's recuperation of energy and energetic assets, as well as the physical. So, Tina, you'll get the love that back to you that you're putting out there for sure. What's beneath that? I want to know. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah, you're destined to get that back for sure. That's like the devil in reverse. Like the devil plays their part too, you know, and knowing, like, and realizing how strong you are. It's almost like the devil's kind of like lifting you up now, you know, here, within like their passive controls. You know, it's indirectly done, with their agents of change. Eight of Swords, yeah, getting out of being stuck. Power shield, very protective, and judgment. This is what's due, and so it is done. So that's beautiful. Okay, so the top of the deck is Two of Pentacles in reverse. Again, there's like some sort of a juggling here. Cause and effect. Yeah, agents of change. We're talking about that. And Brother of Earth. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So, these agents of change were meant to like be like stand behind it, almost like moving lightly, you know. It's not tiptoeing really 100%. It's more just like we are not burdened by what needs to happen. Okay. Because whatever like stuff is happening, you always trust that things are going like my life has proven to show that there will be things that are balanced out. Now, the things that are being balanced out, like, is that the things that are being addressed is like super accentuated. So as much as like I would like to say about the imbalances that I see, there's wonderful things that are going to come of it. Like just so wonderful that I'm going to get to see in my lifetime. Ten of Cups. Definitely. Fountain of Love. So the investment Spirit is saying is correct. Absolutely correct. Okay. So I think that's it for now. I'm not going to like show you the cards or whatever because like I got to get up and have some breakfast. Brunch for number one. And so thank you very much for respecting my time, my space, my energy, my work, my trials, and that of our children's in advance. Thank you to all those who have donated light and love, in light and love. It's received and delegated accordingly. Yes. So, let's do like a quick positive affirmation. Let's do a quick positive affirmation off of something in here. Okay, Spirit, what do you want? Okay, this one. The medallion in reverse. Again, the Schwartz is within us. The medallion is like the amulet, is the talisman, is the protective force. Like it's all within us. Definitely. Not only are we protected, but when we understand ourselves as being protected within the cause, within our, personal integrations, it's like our teams are protecting us as a medallion, as a true source, like of the covenant is what I'm hearing. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. So now that this reading is officially over, upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of my own. Sending you all back with your appropriate karmas due. Assisting with that rollout. In light and love. I close all portals now.